Hi there, this is Krina Panchal and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. So in this art vlog, I'm going to paint this big canvas. I usually create the smaller pieces of commission artworks where I paint those beautiful girly girl theme, but this time I decided why not start painting them in a bigger size. This is not a commission, so it's for me, it's something that I'm going to create for myself because due to a lot of commission pieces I do not get much time to create something for myself. So yeah, that's what we are going to do in this art vlog. Okay, so the first thing first, we are going to put tons and tons of gesso on the surface because we want a very smooth butter-like surface to work on. It's been few days since I applied gesso on my canvas and prepped the whole thing, but later on I got a little busy with some shoot for the collaborations with cafe and all that stuff, and I didn't get enough time to start this artwork. But I think today is the day when I'm finally starting this artwork.
So the canvas just sat here waiting. Every day I would walk past it and say, today we start. And then somehow the day would end and I still haven't started. I'm sure other artists do this too. Like mentally, you have already painted the whole thing, but physically, nothing has even started yet. But finally, after a few days, I told myself, okay, enough procrastinating. Today we start. Because honestly, the hardest part of any artwork is not the painting, it's starting. Once you start, things slowly figure themselves out. Okay, so I have seen few reels about this disco ball in the room and I made an impulse purchase without checking the size. So they are quite small, but I just love it. I think I'll be getting a bigger ones and in the evening my studio will look absolutely gorgeous. Later in the evening, I went to this book event at the cafe and it was actually my very first time going there. The place was so cozy, there were books everywhere, warm lighting, people discussing stories, and they also had food, which is honestly the perfect environment. There were a bunch of women there sharing their thoughts on books and ideas. At first, I thought everyone there was much older than me, so I was just quietly sitting and listening. But after a while, the conversation started flowing, and I suddenly time was moving really fast. And then finally, I found someone my age, which was honestly very comforting. We started talking about books, and she recommended one to me.
I've been very on and off about reading books, but I really want to read more now because these days I realize I'm quite busy and I keep on telling myself that I'm busy, so I'm gonna read later, but then I find myself scrolling on Instagram for 15 minutes straight. So last I got this book from this book reading event and I'm really enjoying this book right now. And there is a one thing that I've learned that it was actually shared by one woman who was there, and she told us that she's doing this trick where she put a timer on about like 20 to 30 minutes and read her book, and she will completely focus on her book and she will read her book until her alarm goes off. And I think this is something really helping me right now because I can completely focus on my book and not think about anything else. And yeah, if that works for you, then you should also try that.
Now, the funny thing about this artwork is the idea was extremely unclear in the beginning. Usually, when I start a painting, I have a rough plan in my mind, but this time I literally had one thing in my mind, just a girl twirling. That's it. No background idea, no story, nothing. I just knew I wanted that twirling pose and I wanted some kind of border around the artwork. That was the entire creative brief my brain gave me. Very useful. So for a few days, I was just staring at the canvas like, okay, brain, what else? And then one day, I was in the car with my family and randomly thinking about this painting. Sometimes the best ideas comes when you're not even trying to think about them. So suddenly, I thought it would be nice to add an elephant somewhere in the artwork. Don't ask me why. Sometimes ideas just show up and you're like, okay, sure. And then suddenly my brain connected it to the Barbie Island Princess movie, and I was like, wait, that actually makes sense. If you remember that movie, it has all these animals and tropical island vibe. If you know me, I'm obsessed with Barbies and I've seen all the movies on repeat. And don't even ask me how many times I have blackmailed my dad to get me a new Barbie doll. So I thought, okay, this could actually become a Barbie Island Princess inspired scene. And suddenly the whole artwork started making sense in my head. But this is also part of the art process. Nobody talks about how much of painting is actually cleaning accidental messes. And I think it's actually a nice metaphor for life too, because whenever you are trying to build something, project, business, creative career, things rarely go perfectly. There will always be interruptions, delays, spilled paint moments, days where nothing goes according to plan, but you see, you still keep going. You clean the mess and then continue painting. Now, this part of the artwork with broken glass came from a reel I saw. The idea was about how sometimes life feels like you're walking on a broken pieces. Things don't go exactly the way you planned, but you still move forward. And I love that thought. So I tried to bring that idea into this painting. The girl is standing on broken glasses. She is still twirling. She's still dancing, she's still enjoying the moment. But honestly, I wasn't sure about adding this part. Even till the end, I kept thinking, should I keep this or remove it? Because once you add something like this, it changes the whole feeling of the artwork. But sometimes the best part of art come from trying something you're unsure about. So I decided to keep it. And looking at the painting now, it's funny to think that it all started with just one small idea, a girl twirling. And slowly it turned into this whole scene with animals, details, little stories inside the artwork, which is honestly my favorite part about creating. You start with something small, and if you keep showing up, even through the messy moments, the delays, the spilled paint, eventually it turns into something beautiful.
I just got the art prints and they just turned out so beautiful, and I'm so happy to see them. And one of the great thing happened that this morning only the original art piece got sold out, and I'm just speechless. Honestly, when I began the artwork, I was I was not really sure that if I want to put it out for sale or not. I just wanted to create something that was very personal to me. You know, something that 8-year-old Krina would love to have, and I just created that, and people just loved it so much, and I'm just stunned to see the reaction I've received over Instagram, and that's just crazy. Anyways, so I'm going to have a huge art print of this artwork in my studio, because it's honestly the most special artwork I have ever created. And if you also want to purchase any art prints, do let me know. Just DM me on my Insta page. I'll send you your beautiful art print. We have both canvas prints and paper prints, so whatever fits your budget. I'm just so excited for you guys to have them. Alright, so finally I'm going to pack all the orders for art prints. I was a little nervous before launching these art prints because I wasn't sure what kind of response I'm gonna get. But honestly, it turned out so great, and I got like so many orders for this, and we have a lot of international orders as well. So I'm just super excited for you guys to have these art prints at your home. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. I received all my art prints yesterday, so today I'm going to pack all these orders and I will be shipping them out.
So, after finishing the artwork, I moved on to packing the prints, which I thought would be a nice, calm, aesthetic moment to film. But it quickly got chaotic. I had accidentally ordered the wrong size tube gapes, so they didn't fit. I had to do some jugaad, use them upside down, and secure everything with tape. Then my bigger prints had extra margins, so I had to cut those to fit inside the tubes. At that point, everything got a bit messy and I couldn't even film much. But everything is packed now. Hope you enjoyed this little chaotic art vlog. See you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.